Love it. See, I can't even function today, you guys. Happy Monday. Alright, I read 18 freaking books for the month of April, so let's just get into it. Okay, so the first thing I read this month was a brand new release from a debut author, Brandy Zecker. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but this book was a banger. I loved it. It was a fantasy. It was the first in a series, so I'm really, really excited for the next book. This does have DID representation, which is a multiple personality disorder, and I loved the book. I loved the couple. There was a lot of tension and angst. This is kind of a dystopian type of society, but either way, I really enjoyed it, and I did rate it a 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, and the next book I read was Checking Boxes by Magdalene Ward. The author was very kind enough to reach out to me on my Bookstagram and asked if I would review her book for her if she sent it to me, and I read it in one sitting. It was such a quick and easy read. It was so good. I rated it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is a close proximity trope. Our main character at the very beginning of the book, she just can't live with her roommate anymore because she's a little too wild for her lifestyle. So she needs a new place to live, and the guy across the hall, he put a note on his door saying that he needs a new roommate. They don't have to pay rent. The only stipulation is you need to cook him a meal every night. And obviously there's more to it than that. She moves in right away. This guy falls first. Chapters are going to alternate POVs. I do want to mention though that his POV takes place in the past, but don't let that turn you off, because once the story comes full circle, it all makes sense, and there was a twist at the end that I did not see coming, and like I said, I really enjoyed it. I devoured this thing. I definitely want to reread this in the future. Okay, then next on my Kindle, I picked up River of Shadows by Karina Halle. Sorry once again if I'm pronouncing this wrong. This is another first in a fantasy series. This is a, oh my god, I can't talk. What's the word am I thinking of? Arranged marriage. This is an arranged marriage trope. So our leading character, her father has died before the story kicks off. She flies to, oh my gosh, what country? Finland, because her father was from Finland. She flies to Finland for his funeral, and there she finds out that her father has been taken to the underworld, his soul captive by the god of death. And so she goes down there and she makes a deal to trade herself with her father, and obviously the god of death is like, okay, but you have to marry me. There's a lot of sexual tension between the two. Like I said, this is the first in the series, so the second one has not come out yet, but I am ready for it. And I did rate this one, I think, a 4 out of 5 star, but it was still very enjoyable. Okay, the next one on my Kindle I picked up was Rootbound by dewitt. I was really excited for this one. A friend of mine on my Bookstagram, she was raving about this. It kind of has that wilderness mountain man trope, which you guys know I'm a sucker for, so I'm like instantly, okay, let's read this, let's do it. I will say a lot of this book is kind of forgettable for me. It had so much promise. However, I felt like there was so many conversations and so many things that were focused on all of these side characters. There were so many side characters that it kind of got distracting to me from the actual plot. But basically, our main character, she and her sister, they grew up away from their father, basically from their childhood. Their parents got divorced or something, and then their father remarried, and then kind of started his own new family, and then never contacted her and her sister again. So our leading character is a photographer, and she gets a call to go out to her birth father's ranch and do like a whole spread and stuff on it. So she's very reluctant to go, but she does, and then there she meets our hero, who lives and works on this ranch. So you have close proximity, and I really enjoyed the couple. I enjoyed their tension, but like I said, I felt like this book kind of dragged on with the side characters and everything. So I think I rated this one like, I think I initially rated it a 4, but now going back, I'm probably going to lower it to a 3.5 just because I said it did drag on a bit for me. Okay, and then next I read the Stay With Me trilogy by Nicole Fiorina. Once again, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these authors' names, but I absolutely loved this trilogy. This was so different from anything I've ever read. The setting takes place in not in a sane asylum, but so it's described as this like university college for disturbed and mentally troubled youth. And so our leading character is sent there from a court summons and her parents, and there she meets Ollie Masters, and this man was like absolutely perfect. He wrote poetry. This was one of those books where the guy is not, he does not talk dirty or anything like that. He's not like, I'm gonna fuck you, I can't wait to do that. No, he's a passionate lover, and every time he talks about being intimate with her, he references it as making love and stuff like that. And what I loved about this book was she had some serious crap that happened to her in her past, and it made her emotionally closed off, where she can't express her emotions with other people. Ollie has a disorder where he has to take medications because he feels things too much. So you have a female character who can't feel anything, and then you have a male character who feels too much. And in the story, Ollie doesn't take his medications because his medications stop him from feeling, and he wants to feel everything. And like I said, this was one of those true love stories where you're rooting for the couple. It's a trilogy that covers all, like, the both of them and their journey to the end. And like I said, it was just beautiful, it was touching, it was nothing like anything I've ever read before, and I highly recommend it. I would look up trigger warnings before going into it. Overall, I think I rated the trilogy a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, and then I finally got all caught up with Zodiac Academy. So I read Fated Throne and Heartless Sky, and I'm in a emotional void from now until Christmas because, yeah. So anyway, as you guys know, I have dedicated my life to this series since February. I am addicted, and I'm really upset that it's over. I definitely plan on rereading the series probably in the fall, the closer we get to the release of the last book, because obviously there's a lot that happens in here, but overall, you guys know I am obsessed with this series. Overall, it's a 5 out of 5. These last 2 books were not my favorite. Definitely 4 and 5 so far have been my favorite, but obviously I still love these. You get everything you want. You get the angst, the romance, all of it. I love it. See, I can't even function today, you guys. Happy Monday. Okay, and then I finally got around to A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy, because everybody's been talking about this book lately. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as everybody else, and that kind of disappointed me, because obviously everybody's been raving about this book, so I went into it thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be a goodie, but I felt like it kind of dragged on a little bit. And also, like, to me, this is probably just a me problem, I felt like there wasn't enough going against them. I felt like with how the story was set up, obviously you have this good girl virgin bad boy in high school. He's obsessed with her. She's, you know, very pure and everything. She has a purity ring, has promised her father, all of that kind of stuff. And you'd think with all that setup, I thought there would have been a lot more problems arising with, like, her father and everything, but it was just very little. And I don't know, it it didn't give me enough. It didn't make me sucked into the book where I just couldn't put it down. I took several days to read this one. It was still enjoyable, like I said, but I just kind of felt like it dragged on a little bit. So I did rate this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, and then I finally got around to starting Shatter Me. And I read the first 3 books in the series. And this was such a good time. They were so fun. I totally get the Aaron Warner hype now. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I am very much into the morally gray villain type of men, and this gave me exactly what I wanted. So the first book, I thought it was such a quick and easy read. It was such a good setup. So I think I rated this one a 3.5 just because, like I said, it's the beginning, you're setting everything up, so you don't have like everything you want yet. So this was a 3.5. And then the second book, the first half I wasn't a fan of. Like, if you know, you know. Adam Kent can go away. The second half of the book, when Aaron Warner pops in a little bit more, that's when exciting stuff really, really takes off. So this one I rated a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the golden treasured book, Ignite Me. This gave me everything I wanted and more. So originally the series ends with this book, and I think it's a perfect way to end it. I do want to read the other 3 because, like I said, I'm obsessed with Aaron Warner and I absolutely need more, but like I said, this gave me everything I wanted. Now, of course, these are YA, so there is 0 spice, so you need to leave that up to the imagination. But even with the 0 spice, the stuff leading up to the spice that you have to imagine in your head, Aaron Warner, just the things he says, I just love him. So I will be getting to the next 3 very, very soon, but I rated Ignite Me a 5 out of 5. Okay, and then to wrap us up for this month, I went on a really fun baseball romance journey. I love sports romance. I'm a big sports girl, and baseball recs are a little bit harder to find, and so I'm like, oh, okay, I just need to find these for myself and see what I can find. So the first one I read was Wild Card by Ashley Munoz, sorry once again if I'm butchering that. This one I liked the least out of all of them. Maybe that's because it was the first one I read, but this one is a college baseball romance, and I actually really liked the setup for this. So the baseball players, they have this like elite card game where it's not really a game, but these cards represent how far they want to go with a girl at a party, and so they have the underclassmen deliver these cards to the girls. Our female heroine, she is a reporter for the school paper, and so she gets wind of this game, and so she borrows a card that her stepsister got, and she goes to the party, and there she meets our hero, who is pretending to be one of the elite guys on the team. Now, I should say our hero is on the team. He's just currently injured right now. So he's pretending to be somebody. She's pretending to be somebody. It turns into this whole thing. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was not my favorite, but it was a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, the next one I read was probably my favorite out of the baseball ones, and that was Dirty Curve by Meghan Brandy. I absolutely love this one. Once again, this one is a college sports romance. Our hero is the star of the baseball team. Our heroine is the tutor, so she's been assigned to tutor him. When they first start their tutoring sessions, she is a hot mess. Like, she shows up to every tutoring session wearing the same sweatshirt. Her hair is always up. She does not make eye contact with him. She makes it very, very clear that she has no time to do anything outside of her tutoring sessions, so she can't like extend the time. She has to go. And he's always like, why don't you look at me? I'm hot. Like, why are you not paying attention to me? And then you find out that she has a little bit more going on at home, and the way that he reacts to it is just, oh my God. I loved this book. I absolutely loved it. I think I rated it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I'm very picky with my 5-star ratings, but this one was just incredible. I loved it. Okay, then this next one, it probably would have been like a 4.5 or a 5-star had it not had a very stupid time jump. So the book is The Locker Room by Meghan Quinn. Now this is the first in like I think an 8-novel companion novel series about this college baseball team and the guys on the team. So I definitely want to read the other ones. And from what I've read on Goodreads, the first book is the only one with like a bullshit time jump. So anyway, basically our hero, once again, is the star of the college baseball team. And he meets the girl first day on campus. Like her map like flies in the air and smacks him in the face. This is the guy falls first. He is very into her. There's a lot of groveling in this book. There's a lot of pining. The little gestures he does to get her to go out with him is just adorable, and I absolutely loved every minute of it. She was very, very supportive of him and his baseball dream. And like I said, this book had so much going for it. I could not put it down. And then at the 80% mark, there was an 8-year time jump. And to me, okay, if you're gonna do a time jump, I'm not hating on time jumps, first of all. I just think if you're gonna do it, you need to do it at least at the 50% mark, maybe 60, but anywhere past that, it's like, why are we doing this? This is not necessary. And it really wasn't, because neither of the two characters got serious with anybody else in those 8 years. It really showed, okay, you could have been together this whole time. It just, like I said, it was unnecessary. It was kind of painful. But yeah, like I said, it really dropped my rating. Once that 8-year time jump happened, I'm like, oh. And then I think this one ended up being a 3.5 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.75, because I loved the first 80%, but yeah. Okay, and then the next one I read was Bad Boys Break Hearts by Smeltzer. This is the first in another college romance companion novel series. However, I think the other ones are about other athletes, like in different sports. So this first one is a baseball one. This is also a bully romance, which I'm a sucker for, a good bully romance. So these two characters, they were actually childhood best friends when they were little, and her father was a senator, and he was about to get in trouble for like embezzlement and stuff, so he hung himself. And then in the process, her mother, her sister, and her lost everything. They had to move out of this gorgeous mansion and into a trailer park in Florida. They never saw each other again. And then she ends up going to the college that he plays baseball for. And she, at the very beginning of the book, when she gets there, she meets his roommate on the first night, like at a bar. And they get together, and she runs into him at his house the next morning, so obviously he's pissed that she was with his roommate. So there's a lot of jealousy in this book. There's a lot of tension, a lot of angst. I really, really enjoyed this one. This was another solid 4 out of 5 stars for me. Okay, and then finally, last but not least, for the month of April and my baseball reads, I read Moonshot by Alessandra Torre. A lot of hard last names to pronounce this month. But anyway, I really enjoyed this one. This one, I think out of all the baseball ones I read, I'm going to rank this one more in the middle because I loved it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did love it. This one had a very different aspect to it. So this was MLB. So our heroine, her mother died when she was little. Her father plays baseball for the New York Yankees, so she has grown up on the road traveling with her father. When she got older, she got to be Batgirl for the Yankees, so she was employed by them. Yankees were in her blood, everything like that. So when the story picks up, it's the spring of her senior year. She's literally about to turn 18, and the Yankees get a brand new player, Chase Stern, who is 22. Now, he is known in the country as a playboy. He was actually traded to the Yankees because he was sleeping with somebody on the Dodgers' wife. That's something Chase is known for. He's known for hooking up with his teammates' wives and women he shouldn't hook up with and all of that. So he gets traded to the Yankees. Obviously, he is very interested in Ty, our female character. Okay, so I complained in my last book that there was an unnecessary time jump. This one had a time jump, but it was at 50%. So it made a lot more sense to the story. But anyway, obviously, Ty and Chase, there's a lot of tension between the two of them. There's a time jump at 50%. I really enjoyed this one. This one was also different in the aspect of there is a murder subplot going on. Now, the characters themselves aren't trying to solve it, but after each chapter, you get these like newspaper articles of these women who have died, and you find out the women are all blonde, so they look like Ty, our main character, and they're all Yankees fans. So it's all kind of tied into a situation. You find out at the end what's been going on, how it's all tied together. Like I said, it was just an enjoyable book. It was not my favorite. I will say the one big gripe I had was the writing style, because it did go back and forth in POVs. However, her POV was in first person, his was in third. So I could have done without that. But anyways, I really enjoyed it. It was a solid 4 out of 5. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for the 18 books that I read for the month of April. I read a lot on my Kindle, which probably is making up for the month of March, which I think I only had like 2 or 3 Kindle reads. So yeah, but I'm really excited for this baseball video that's coming. I am finishing up another baseball book, so I think there will be 6 on there. I might try to add a 7th. If you have any more, comment down below, let me know. But I'm excited for all things coming in May. May is when I start to get into summer mode, so I have a lot of summery vibe books that I want to make a priority. So, alright, that's all for now. I will see you guys next time. Bye!